Welcome to ISIFE EDUBLOG. Your guide, Martin Agba, will continue with the topic. Concord. Of course, the subject is still the English language. Now, we've had 2 videos already on Concord, so we advise that you start from the beginning for each of these topics. Today, we'll look at adjectives as heads of noun phrases and other components of the rules of Concord that have not been captured before. Now, when an adjective is used as a head of a noun phrase, we get what we call a generic statement. That is, a statement that refers to all in that category. This statement may not be referring to one person. It's not expected to refer to one person. But because adjectives don't take the plural form, people tend to take it that such a statement should take a singular verb. But this is not so. So what do we have on the board? When an adjective is used as a head of a noun phrase, the plural verb is required. The plural verb is required when you use an adjective as a head of a noun phrase. A couple of examples are on the board. Most of us will say the poor is getting poorer while the rich is getting richer. Take note of this. This is R. This is R. Alright? The poor does not refer to one person. That's what we mean by a statement being generic. It's referring to everybody that is poor, especially in the given community. The poor are getting poorer, while the rich are getting richer. So, poor takes the plural verb are, rich takes the plural verb are. These are adjectives used as heads of noun phrases. Now, the faithful are enjoined to preach the gospel. The faithful are enjoined to preach the gospel. Well, faithful is an adjective that has been used here as the head of the noun phrase, the faithful. Therefore, a plural verb are is required, not is. Take note of this. Faithful shouldn't be used as faithfuls. Alright? Faithful is faithful. It doesn't require the plural marker s. No. Next, we have the displaced have no place to go. The displaced have no place to go. Now, displaced is an adjective as used here. Because you should know that sometimes the past participle form of the verb is used as an adjective. That's why you hear the wanted man. Wanted, as used in that phrase, the wanted man, is an adjective in the past. That is a verb in the past participle form that has been used as an adjective. So, the displaced have no place to go. I didn't use has. I didn't use has because has cannot capture the plurality of displaced as used here. Last but not least, the religious believe in God. The religious believe in God. Not the religious believes. No. Religious. All those who are religious, they believe in God, irrespective of what God is called by different religions. Of course, that's not our interest here. We're not promoting any kind of religion here. We're using God as an English word. Alright? So that's what we mean. Whenever you use the adjective to serve as the head of a noun phrase, remember to use the plural verb. The righteous, that's another way of using it. The righteous are, the righteous know the right things to do. Okay. Next, let us look at the use of all. The use of all. Now, all is a pronoun that could be personal or impersonal. It could be referring to things. It could also be referring to human beings. When all refers to things, it has a different behavior from when it refers to human beings. Therefore, we have it here captured. If all is used to mean everything, if all is used to mean everything, it takes a singular verb. It takes a singular verb. Examples include: all is lost that is not given. That's a powerful adage. All is lost that is not given. Yes, I am given my knowledge of the English language, so it is not lost. Whatever you have that you did not give to other people is considered lost. That's that adage there, don't worry. So, all that glitters is not gold. All that glitters is not gold. Right? You see, all is not gold that glitters. All is not gold that glitters. So, in whatever way you want to put it, don't use all with a plural verb where you want to make this statement. I was listening to the radio when a journalist say, all that glitter are not gold. Please, that's not English. Alright? That's not English. All that glitter are not gold. That's wrong. All that glitters is not gold. All is used here as in personal pronoun, and so should take is and glitters. Alright. Another example using all is well. Everything is alright. Everything is well. That is that. All is well. Then we have the second role of all. We said, if, however, all is used to mean everybody, it takes a plural verb. Alright? All have arrived. All have arrived. Don't forget the fact that everybody takes a singular verb. So if I change all have arrived to everybody, it will be everybody has arrived. It is good you take note of these little things for us, bro. Those little things are the things that make us speak wrong English. Alright? So don't neglect any. Sometimes I've noticed that in correcting people, you do the corrections, but people hardly listen to themselves. So on their own, when they speak, they continue to make or commit the same errors you corrected them on a while ago. But when one becomes conscious of oneself, listening to oneself speak, then you can gradually begin to notice these errors and consciously correct them until the point when they become a part and parcel of you. Of course, all of us, I, for one, wasn't born in England. Alright? So I was born in Nigeria and I picked up the English language as a second user. And I have been working on myself until the point where I could speak as much as I do. So it is a matter of being conscious of your expressions and when you begin to listen to yourself, you will discover when you make errors and work on those errors until you get to a near perfect state. Right. So everybody has a right. That is, for all have a right. The second example says, all are in the living room. All are in the living room. Last but not least, all are well. So if somebody should ask you of your siblings, how are your siblings? And you don't want to use everybody's fine or well, you will just simply say, all are well. All my siblings are well. So do not be afraid to use that. We do not mean all is well. All is well is for everything, but all are well is for human beings. Next, we have each. Each takes a singular verb. Here are examples. Each of them has a stake in the business. Has. That's a singular verb. Don't mind them here. If you listen to other videos of ours on Concord, I had taught that when a prepositional phrase comes between the subject and its verb, the noun phrase that, or the noun that ends that prepositional phrase should not be considered. That's the same thing that happens here. Each is the actual subject, so of them does not have a stake in the use of has here. So we say each of them has a stake in the business. Each of us is required to arrive before the heads of our units. Each of us is required to arrive before the heads of our units. So each, irrespective of the use of us here, takes a singular verb because each is the actual subject. Alright? We also have another rule of Concord here following each. This time we'll look at many a. Obviously, the pronoun many is a plural pronoun and takes the plural verb. But when the article a is attached to it, something else is necessarily required to be used here. So, many a takes a singular verb. Many takes the plural verb. But many a takes the singular. Right? Many a man knows. Knows is a singular verb. Many a man knows his job. Now, many men know their jobs. Many men know their jobs. So, take note of this as we continue with the rest of our work on Concord. Some takes the plural verb, right? Some takes the plural verb. So take a look at some as a plural pronoun. That's what it means. So examples are: some are in the freezer. Some are in the freezer. So some of the drinks, some of the whatever it is, are in the freezer. Now some no longer trust the leader. We're talking of human beings now. So some does not behave like all, where you have a different behavior from the everything meaning and everybody meaning. So some no longer trust. Here is the verb trust. Trust is used as a verb in this sentence, right? Some no longer trust the leader. If I use a singular pronoun, it will be he no longer trusts. He no longer trusts the leader. But with the use of some, trust does not have the S form. Some have gone home. Some has gone home. So that we don't have has, which is the singular form here. So take note of that. Some take takes the plural verb. Next, we have another serious issue with the use of Concord. With the Concord, we have the number of. When the number of starts a sentence, it tends to rule the nature of the verb, irrespective of what comes after it. You know, could be people, could be things. The number of takes the word, the singular verb, right? The number of, the number of takes the singular verb. So examples are the number of girls. The number of girls. We have girls at the end. But these girls that we have at the end here does not control the verb form. The number of does. So the number of girls at our school is, not are. Don't say the number of girls at our school are more than, no. That's wrong. So the number of girls at our school is more than that of the boys. It's more than that of the boys. The number of elephants in Africa has drastically reduced. The number of elephants in Africa has drastically reduced. Alright? So has goes with the number of, not have. But look at this. A number of will behave in an opposite direction. So say, a number of takes the plural verb. A number of takes the plural verb. Now, a, which is supposed to indicate singularity, does not in this case. So that's how you remember it. A indicates plurality in this case. So, a number of customers have my mobile phone number. A number of customers have. If it were the number of, would have used has here. So watch out for these little tricks when you go for major examinations, because the examiners will set these questions expecting to know your reaction. Alright, so a number of customers dash my mobile phone number. Tell them, Ekpa said it is a have in that respect. Okay. A number of students do not like the new school uniform. Do is a plural verb, the plural form of does. So, a number of students do not like the new school uniform. Then we'll go to the next. That next is what I call paired nouns. Paired nouns. What do I mean here? There are things that we use in twos. Alright? In fact, without the second, it will virtually be useless. Such things are called paired nouns. Now, look at how these things behave. Let me give you some examples first. We have trousers. The problem with many of us is that when we have a pair of trousers, we call it trouser. No. The clothes we wear to cover ourselves from waist to the ankle or thereabouts, separating the legs, is or our trousers. Our trousers. Now, the word trouser, I think might be an adjective and also a verb. Right? As an adjective, As an adjective, it means enough to give you a pair of trousers. So you go to the market, you want to buy trousers material, and you say, give me trouser length. Trouser is an adjective qualifying the noun length. Alright? Trouser length, I think, is 45 meters. I don't know, I'm not good at some of those things, but I guess that's what it is. So, trouser length. Trouser is an adjective in that respect. But you can also use trouser as a verb, yes, which should mean what you earn. What you earn. So somebody could say, he trousers 1,000 naira every day. He trousers 1,000 naira every day. I don't care what you trouser. I don't care what you trouser. Alright? That is the verb. But we're looking at the noun. So, another thing is scissors, pincers. These are things that come in pairs. Now, you could use the word pair to make it singular, to make them singular. So, if you say a pair of trousers, it should be is on the hanger. A pair of trousers is on the hanger. That's correct, because a pair takes the singular verb. But when you use trousers, as I have it in my examples, my trousers is dirty, is wrong English. Now, don't excuse yourself. I've already explained. Don't excuse yourself saying my trouser is dirty, because that worsens the matter. Don't remove the S from trousers when you mean clothes. So, my trousers are dirty. My trousers are dirty. Alright? The scissors is blunt. No. The scissors come in pair. So here is one. Here is the other. So the two of them make up your scissors. Alright? So, the scissors are blunt. The scissors are blunt. But you can say, there is a pair of scissors on the table. There is a pair of scissors on the table. That's correct. The pliers needs oiling. Wrong. Pliers need oiling. Pliers need oiling. So, these are some of the things you need to know when using the English language. Grammatically speaking, your Concord, if you know it very well, helps you to make good expressions in the English language. Thank you so much for being part of us. Continue to like, to share, and to subscribe to our platform. I'll see you again.